Magandang araw at magandang gabi po sa mga nakakapanood sa gabi at sa lahat po ng naabot ng video na ito. Welcome po dito sa AMBO Avoy Mix Videos at ngayon po ay may video po tayo tungkol dito sa eroplano o jet fighter na inilagak po dito ng US sa Pilipinas, ano? So ito ang tawag nila dito ay A-10 Warthog o Warthog, no? So tingnan po natin kung ano ang kakayahan na ito at bakit ito yung nilagay dito. At balita ko, kasama daw to sa nagpatrolya sa West Philippine Sea at tila nagtakbuhan itong mga Chinese. Walang nag water cannon at wala hong namataang tinatawag na CCG doon, Coast Guard, para gawin yung kanilang trabaho doon. So panoorin po natin kung bakit po kinatakutan itong Warthog na to sa West Philippine Sea. So, ito po ang video mula kay Real Engineering. Wow! Parang tora-tora.
The Fairchild Republic A-10 Lightning Bolt, or simply the Hog, is one of the most iconic planes in the US Air Force. A plane developed in the middle of the Cold War with a specific type of warfare
Maganda rin
in
palang
mind.
forma, no?
If the
Mukha
Cold
siyang
War
malaki.
turned hot, one area was destined to become a battleground. A 50-kilometer corridor of lowland valleys called the Fulda Gap, where any invading troops would be channeled on their march from East Germany to West Germany. It was the shortest route to France, Frankfurt, and the strategically important Rhine River. If war broke out, this corridor would be a vital region to secure, and each side of the Fulda Gap was defended by armored divisions. To cope with this threat environment, the US developed an operational doctrine called Air-Land Battle, and the
Mukhang maraming gera na pinagdaanan nitong eroplanong ito, no? So tingnan natin.
A-10 was developed as a vital component of this strategy. A low-flying tank killer which would work closely with the troops on the ground to break up enemy formations at the front, while high-flying bombers harassed the supply lines at the rear. The A-10 was a plane designed specifically for the role of close air support. Close air support is exactly that. Close. Close to friendly forces and close to unfriendly forces. It requires a plane to be capable of absorbing a great deal of damage as they come under fire and to be incredibly accurate with its weapons to avoid friendly fire.
Stop po natin, no? Mukhang malaki nga siya, no? Kita mo, mataas masyado yung eroplano at saka easy maneuver po siya, no? Laki kasi ng makina niya sa likod, no?
Plane with this role needs some unique qualities. It needs to be available at a moment's notice. In an ever-evolving battlefield, troops could need support without warning, and because of this, the plane needs to be nearby and ready to go. This means working from forward bases that may not necessarily have all the infrastructure and equipment that other planes need to operate. Its survivability needs to be best in class. Flying this close to the ground is going to result in every man with a weapon taking potshots at the plane.
So yan po yung yung makina niya, no? Nasa likod, no? Parang makina na ng isang Boeing na pang-passenger na plane, no? Napakaliit lang ng body niya tapos ganun kalaki. Kaya easy maneuver po ito. Talagang very effective to kung gagamitin to sa West Philippine Sea. Kaya naman ito ang pinadala ng Amerikano dito sa Pilipinas, ano?
As a result, the plane needs to be capable of dealing with small arms, machine guns, anti-aircraft guns, and even missiles. A-10s frequently limp back to their base with damage so severe that they would have downed another plane, with parts of their wings ripped off, with an engine taken out and hydraulics unoperational. And coming with this, the plane needs to be simple and cheap to manufacture.
Kung tutusin, parang nakakatuwa yung itsura niya, no? Pero wag ka, deadly po yung eroplanong yan. At mukhang bomber din po ito.
The Air Force made it clear from the beginning, in a battle of cost versus performance, cost would be prioritized. In an all-out war with the Soviets, quantity and ease of manufacturing was going to be a huge factor. Like the Sherman and the T-34 tanks, which were so influential in World War II, A future war between the Soviets and the US was expected to be won by whoever could outmanufacture and maintain their equipment. This plane was intended to be a cheap and rugged workhorse. It needed to be made with readily available off-the-shelf parts, so maintenance crews could easily interchange parts to repair damage quickly and at a low cost. Contractors bidding for
Maganda rin yung forma niya, no? Noong una napapangitan ako no? Pero habang tumatagal, mukhang gumaganda siya. Kaya pala, Insane Engineering, ang title. Mukha po siyang tutube. Yan po,
the manufacturing contract needed to consider all of these factors and design the entire plane around the primary ornament, which was chosen before the design process started.
Paulintik sa
The
machine
General
gun, no?
Electric GAU
Laki
8A,
nung machine
a
gun
gun
niya, at
whose
saka
sound
yung
is so recognizable it has become a
bunker.
meme. The gun takes up a significant portion of the plane's internal volume at nearly 6 meters long, fitting snugly below the pilot. The largest part of the gun is the ammo drum, which typically holds
Yan po, yun yung basihan ng sukat, no, kung gaano siya kalaki. Yun yung Koching Kuba. Tapos yun yung pag tinanggal mo siya sa eroplano. So, ganun, kalaki yung machine gun.
1,150 30mm rounds. The rounds are delivered to the 7 rotating barrels along a linkless chute system, which also pulls the shell casings back into the ammo drum after firing to prevent the expended shells from damaging the plane. The belt system and the rotating cam firing system of the barrels are both driven by a hydraulic motor, which is powered by 2 independent hydraulic systems on board. There are 2 separate hydraulic systems to ensure redundancy in operation, and both run the gun. The left and right hydraulic systems are pressurized by 2 identical engine-driven pumps on the left and right engine. If an engine is lost or one of the hydraulic lines is broken, then the controls powered by those hydraulics cease to work. However, the plane has been designed to allow it to continue flying on only one hydraulic system, as both elevators, both ailerons, and one rudder have hydraulic.
Ganda nung pagkaka-demonstrate ng paliwanag tungkol dito sa engineering ng eroplanong ito, ano? Meron silang graphic, tapos meron silang tinatawag nito reel, no?
Power after loss of either hydraulic lines, ensuring powered control of pitch, roll, and yaw even after the loss of a single hydraulic system. If both are lost, the plane can switch to a manual reversion flight control system where the controls can be operated without power assist, which is difficult to say the least, but it can allow the pilot to land the plane safely or, at the very least, allow them to get into safe airspace to eject. This kind of redundancy can be found in every component of the A-10 to increase survivability. The landing gear is retracted by the left system only, but it can be extended by both, and in the event neither system is available, the wing-mounted landing gear doesn't actually retract all the way into the fairings.
So, pagka tumiklop yung gulong niya, ay may nakalitaw pa rin konti, no? So, pwede siya i-landing pala na walang gulong. Kasi nakalitaw pa rin
Which allows the plane to land with landing gear retracted with only moderate damage to the plane. Protecting the control mechanisms through redundancy is just one component of increasing survivability. The fuel tanks are self-sealing on the lower portions and are filled with foam to prevent explosions. The A-10, like all planes, can't fly with significant armor covering every portion of the plane, so they just protect the most vital component on the plane, the stick operator, otherwise known as the pilot, who sits inside a titanium tub which is reported to be capable of absorbing direct hits from armor-piercing rounds up to 23 millimeters. The canopy is also
Grabe, titanium hub. Para hindi siya basta-basta matablan nung ng bala, no? Proteksyonan yung piloto.
made from ballistic glass, capable of taking hits from small arms. But this isn't the type of plane to be flying upside down over the battlefield. This is more for shrapnel from anti-aircraft fire and missiles. The A-10 also carries more chaff and flares than any US
Galing,
Air
oh.
Force legacy fighter. Chaff is radar-reflective material which confuses radar-controlled missiles, while flares confuse heat-seeking missiles. With 4 dispensers located in the landing gear pods and another 4 on the outer wingtips, for a total of 16 across both wings, which can be triggered automatically by radar and laser detection systems on the nose and wingtips of the plane. or simply fired manually by the pilot. One of the most striking features of the A-10 is its strange engine placement and tail configuration, and this too was a design feature
Ayan, laki
to
ng
thwart
engine
enemies
niya.
with heat-seeking missiles. The engines and tail were arranged like this to mask the infrared signature of the hot exhaust of the plane, which could be used to lock onto the plane by IR missiles on the ground. The tail would look more at home on a World War II bomber, which were designed to be stable.
So dun siya hinango, yung model niya, yung kagaya sa likod, ano? Sa bomber na luma.
Stability was an important part of the A-10's design. The large vertical stabilizers help keep the plane on target as it fires its insanely powerful gun. The gun is mounted directly on the center line of the plane to minimize the effect of the recoil pushing the plane off target. The recoil force at 44.5
So yung KN na yan, na sinusukat nila, wala akong idea dyan, no? So kung may nakakalam, pwede nyo i-comment dyan kung anong KN na yan na sinusukat.
Produces just 41 kilonewtons of thrust, but the plane fires in such short bursts, typically 1 to 2 seconds, that the pilot doesn't need to worry about stalling. The high engines mounted behind the wings also reduce the amount of
Grabe, kita nyo yung tao, no? Ang laki niya, no? Kaya mas marami itong balang malalaman, eh. Mas marami siyang, mas deadly siya, mas maraming weapon, mas deadly. Kasi ang laki niya, oh. Tapos ang laki ng engine niya, tapos yung body payat lang.
dirt and dust that can enter the engines from forward operating base runways, which can be just dirt runways. A lot of design choices were made to allow the plane to operate from remote airfields like this. Smaller military planes like this don't typically have auxiliary power units, which are small secondary engines that large planes like airliners have.
Yan, no?
You can
Parang
see the
ganyan yung
exhaust of
makina
these
niya.
little hidden engines in the tails of airliners. These engines allow the plane to start
Kung
its
ito,
main
ganun yung
engines
makina,
with
pero ang
no
laki ng
external
eroplano,
help,
yung pa kaya
and
maliit
help
lang.
run functions like electricity generation and hydraulic fluid pumps. But it's unnecessary weight for most small aircraft, and they usually use some other way to get the engine spinning. Sometimes this results in the plane relying on ground equipment, which the A-10 cannot depend on, and so an APU was installed between the two podded engines. You can see the exhaust of the APU just
May
underneath the
sensor sa
nacelles
likod.
here. Some of the most interesting design challenges arose from the sheer power of the aircraft's gun. The gun spits out so much burnt and unburnt propellant that they actually
Yan,
lost
yung
an early
kanyang
model
machine
in
gun, doon sa
1978
sentro,
after
no?
exhaust gas from
Parang,
the gun ignited and starved the engines
sa
of oxygen.
Tora-Tora noon,
To
nung
deal
panahon
with
ng
this,
Hapon.
some design changes were made. First, a small gas scoop was placed underneath the barrels to suck in some of that exhaust. The chemical mixture of the round propellant was changed to increase the flash suppressant levels. This in turn caused secondary problems as the new chemical mixture caused residue to build up on the cockpit windows and a canopy washer was needed, which simply sprayed the washing fluid onto the canopy and the slipstream did the rest of the work. Circuitry was also added to force the engine ignition system to continually fire while the gun trigger was being pulled, so that in the event a flameout occurred, the engine could rekindle it.
So itong eroplanong to ay well used po ito, no? Marami na pong gerang kinasangkutan nito. At talagang effective po, no? Hindi yan bibitawan ng mga Amerikano kung palpak yung ano niya, yung performance. Mukhang mas maganda pa yata ito dun sa bago na F-35, ano? Kasi yun, balita ko, marami pang idinidevelop to na kapalpakan. Siguro mas lalo ngayon, itong Warthog na to, na 10 Warthog ay mas na-develop pa. At ang nakakatuwa nito, nasa West Philippines po yan, naka-assign po yan dito, 10 ganyan, no, dito sa Pilipinas bilang support ng Amerika. At nung huling itong pagpapatrol ay kasama yan, no? At balita ko, mukhang kasama pa yan na sumuport nung huling nagbigay tayo ng rasyon doon sa Tito Island.
Flame immediately. The GAU-8 Avenger is a monstrous machine designed to wreak havoc on those Soviet tanks attempting to push through Allied lines. To do this, they need heavy armor-piercing rounds. The rounds are truly massive at 30 millimeters, and sprinkled throughout these rounds are rounds made of aluminium with a depleted uranium core. Uranium is insanely dense at 19.1 grams per centimeter cubed. Lead, in comparison, is 11.3
Uranium. Ibig sabihin, nuclear capable, ano? Kahit yung mga bala nito, uranium. Uranium kasi isa active material yan eh. Active
grams per
metal.
centimeter cubed, and iron is 7.9. This density gives the round more kinetic energy for armor piercing. The depleted uranium also ablates material in a way that self-sharpens the projectile, while tungsten, which is slightly denser than uranium, tends to mushroom out and dulls itself upon impact, costing uranium enrichment facilities a great amount in maintenance. They are simply delighted when someone gets it off their hands and fires it at high speed into a country thousands of miles away. It's a cheap and freely available resource and has the perfect material properties for armor piercing. But the efficacy of using depleted uranium is obviously not good. Many war-torn regions have blamed its use for elevated cases of cancer. The A-10 has been under constant threat of retirement. Detractors have pushed from the
Yan nga
very
po.
start that the plane is not needed. First, it was the F-16 which should take
Mas
over its
marami
job,
siyang laman.
and now it's the F-35. And
So,
both sides of
kinukumpara
the
siya sa ibang
argument
jet.
have valid points. The F-16 and A-10 can carry similar amounts of ordnance into the battlefield if needed. Both have 11 hardpoints with a carrying capacity over 7.2 tons. But attaching heavy equipment to its wings negates the biggest advantage of the F-16, its maneuverability and ability to conserve kinetic energy in dogfights. The F-16 was designed to be a multi-role fighter, while the A-10 was designed for one job and one job only, getting down and dirty and taking some punches like Rocky. While modern planes like the F-35 were designed to be more like Muhammad Ali, bobbing, weaving, elusive, striking and moving out of the enemy's range before they can react. The two planes were designed in completely different eras, with completely different military doctrine in mind, and trying to compare the two without acknowledging that is silly. The F-35 is designed to carry a small payload of weapons in its internal weapons bay, while stealth is a high priority, but it can carry just as much as the F-16 when air superiority is established. It's a multi-role fighter designed for the modern battlefield. Ultimately, the A-10 found a role in wars like Iraq and Afghanistan, where the threat level and sophistication of enemy weaponry was relatively low, like the battles expected in the Fulda Gap in the 1980s. The A-10 persists today because it excels in its role as a close air support vehicle and its low cost of running compared to other military planes.
Ayun siya sa baba, oh. Ang low cost siya, no? Low cost siya. Mura lang. Ang maintenance niya, mura lang.
Has kept it competitive, allowing it to be in the vanguard for military operations today. A plane the infantry can see coming over the horizon, like Gandalf arriving into Helm's Deep to lift the siege.
So dito po makikita po natin na bihasang-bihasa po ang Amerika. Alam na alam po nila kung ano yung ipapadala nila, mapa-aeroplano yan, missile o klase ng barko, no? Dito po kasi well-experienced po talaga pagdating sa gera ang Amerika. At yun nga, alam na alam nila. So, itong eroplanong ito ay, itong jet na ito ay talagang aral na nila na kailangan to. Kaya po ito pinadala dito. At dahil nga dyan, nakita natin effective. No? Effective po talaga siya at nagtakbuhan po yung mga CCG nung ipinadala ito upang mag-assist sa resupply mission ng ating mga kasundaluhan ng Navy at sumama ito sa air support. So, ako'y natutuwa at yung suportang ito nakakatanggap tayo mula sa Amerika. So, hanggang dito na lang po ang video natin at masyado na pong mahaba. Ito po ang Avoy Mix videos. Hanggang sa muli po.